Hey guys, I wanted to record this quick 5-minute video just to show you on how you can interpret where parentheses go on logarithms that don't have them written down. This can be tricky, but I wanted to create a quick video. Shouts out to Kelly R for helping me with coming up with this question in regards to helping you guys being able to solve these problems going forward. These are subtle details, but huge and very important when it comes to solving these logarithms. So you definitely want to learn this and get this under your belt. Let's go to begin. So we are looking at when the parentheses is not written. Okay, so when it is not written and we have to initialize or start this parentheses, if you will, these are the rules that you're going to follow. Okay, you want to create one term to belong as the argument. Okay, only one term. And when I say one term, let's look at an equation we've been working with past couple of units ago. We have ax squared plus bx plus c. This is the standard form of the quadratic equation. Okay, so with that being said, I have three terms because they're separated with addition or subtraction signs. But I have three terms that are called that first monomial, the second monomial, and the third monomial. Okay? Each monomial is glued together with multiplication. In other words, it's a times x squared, b times x. Okay? And then c is just by itself. Again, a monomial is going to be glued together with multiplication, and that's how you can determine that that is your one term. Okay? So let's look at example number one. We don't have to worry about where do the parentheses lie here because they're given to us. And if it's given to us, we don't have to, we don't have to think about where do parentheses belong because they've already shown us where parentheses belong. So let's initialize our parentheses with the example one right here. Okay, it's directly after the log, and you're going to ask yourself, the first term that follows this parentheses that I've drawn, that's glued together with multiplication, after it finishes, that's when I stop the parentheses. Okay, so 5x is glued together with multiplication. That's how I know that the 5x goes in parentheses. That is your argument, okay? So argument meaning whatever's inside the parentheses, those are the argument pieces, okay? So let's look at number two. It says log of ax squared plus bx plus c. The rule is you initialize the parentheses after the log, and then find everything that's multiplying together into one monomial in one term, which is a times x squared. That's when you're going to then stop the parentheses. So after the x squared, you would stop the parentheses, and ax squared is considered to be in the argument. Okay, the bx plus c, that is not in the argument. Okay, let's look at example three. Okay, we initialize our parentheses after log base 7, and again, everything that's multiplied together, when it's done, we're going to stop with parentheses. There's our argument yet again, all glued together. -1 times 2 times the r, it's all glued together with multiplication. Now let's look at number 4. We have log of -m plus 2. That's not log minus m. Okay, so let's initialize our parentheses after log, and we will stop when the multiplication monomial term has stopped. So it's -1 times m, but then it's plus 2. So we're going to stop before that addition. Just like we had up here with additions and subtractions, those separate the terms. That's how you know where that one term is going to be the purple argument, if you will. Okay? Let's look at number 5. We have log of this term, and then we have 8x squared minus 1. Some people might think it's the whole thing, but again, when parentheses aren't written, it's only the one term monomial that follows the log that's glued together with multiplication that says that is the argument. This is the argument. Okay, so now let's go to tricky examples. Example number 1, okay, I have log of x squared. There's a couple of ways you can interpret this from the rule that you just learned. You could interpret it as, well, this is log of x squared because x squared is the multiplicative term that follows. Okay, and you would be correct. This is correct. But then some people might think, well, what if it's log of x quantity squared? Or what if it's log of x, the whole thing squared? Which one is it? Well, I'll tell you right now, the correct answer of what this one is with parentheses interpretation is this one right here. So when you see log of x squared just written like this one is the correct form. These right here are incorrect. These are not correct, okay? These are actually equivalent. So if you see log of x in parentheses and the squared piece is on the outside, that's equal to as if you were to put log of x quantity squared. So all of this is the same as written here. Notice there are two different forms that mean the same thing. Now, we know that there's a property that we've learned recently that if we have a log of x, we can move this to be the power, so that becomes log of x to the power of a. Okay, this is a rule that we've learned. And the only one that you can use that on, guys, would be these two. These are the ones that are equivalent to being able to use this specific property of moving that as the power. Okay, not these. These both mean that guy right there, where you take the log of x first, get your answer, and then square your answer. That's what these two mean. So please notice the difference. The last tricky example is the following. Remember, we said we will initialize the parentheses after a log. So if you do that here, you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, I need to stop when I see addition or subtraction. And you'd be correct to stop here. But guess what? There is another parentheses that lies here because you have the natural log initializing a new argument per se. So, and you will stop whenever that's multiplicative monomial is finished, okay? So that first argument would be the x squared would then be taken as far as this natural log is concerned. And then after that, the second level argument is going to be the entire piece right here. So it's like a double layer as far as initializing the argument and putting the parentheses where they lie, okay? Guys, I thank you for your questions. Keep them coming and keep working hard.